you just got back to feeling better. Why would you do that to yourself? And I was like, I don't know. Because I can and I want to challenge myself. I don't know. I'm just so excited to feel better that I want to do everything. If my computer could handle Overwatch, I would just stream that because that keeps me up and going. But wouldn't that just be such a bummer? Just swap to Overwatch. 7 frames a second, let's go. Hold on, I need to put this cereal away. Listen, regardless of what happens during this stream, I'm going to stream for 24 hours. Like, it's happening, okay? I don't care if it's just me eating the whole freaking time. Which, God willing, it won't be, but put my freaking Tostitos somewhere. Okay. I slid out of bed and looked at the vanity mirror, not the window. That's a relief. Overwatch visual novel. Wouldn't that be amazing? Like, I know they have their comics, but comics are so dumb to me. Like, they're so short. It makes no sense. Like, I'd rather just read a book or watch a show than have short snippets of story that I have to keep coming back to like multiple times to remember what even is going on. But whatever. Luckily, what? Why is my phone ringing? God dang it, world. I'm trying to stream. Okay. Unimportant phone. Phone not important. Luckily, there was barely a bruise on my cheek. Thank you, I can finally read this line. You had to squint to actually see it. I doubted anyone would actually notice it unless they leaned in really close. Breathing out a sigh, I got dressed, took my backpack, and caught the bus to go to school. Okay, this is what I kept missing last time around. She did not take her packed bags with her to school, and then her dad grabs them for her, I guess, before he picks her up from school later in the day. Got it. Wasn't even hours before everyone heard of the news. I was approached in school and given condolences for my loss. However, that wasn't what shocked my friends.
Wait, so you have the whole Anderson house to yourself? Lucky as hell, man!
Yeah, my dead grandpa is so lucky.
Quit being so sensitive, Naomi. Quit being so vulgar, Suzu.
Naomi's right.
Oh, man, come on! See, she knows about proper public taste. I know how to be a lady. Sheesh.
Guys, I'm going there after school today because my parents want me to get used to living there.
Seriously? It hasn't even been a day since you came back to school.
I know, but my parents want me to try living there as soon as possible.
Still, that's really fast. Are you going to be okay?
Of course! Ha ha. But even in the comfort of my best friends, life seemed to keep testing me. Oof.
Hey! Don't go around shoving people like that.
Hold on, I think my cat is meowing. I'm so sorry. All right, so my cat found a straw and she wanted to be loud about it, and that's what happened. I'm just trying to get to the good parts of this route, if there are any. Like, I know it doesn't happen until like 4 hours in, but jeez, we're gonna be here all night if this keeps up.
Whoops. Did I strike a nerve, Capini?
Just a little bit. She let out a small laugh as she twirled her hair around her finger. Lisette, one of the last people I wanted to see today.
It's not me you should be apologizing to. Oh, Anderson. Hey, how's it going?
I'm all right.
Haven't you already heard, Lizette?
Of what?
Her grandfather's passing.
Well, I'm sorry about that. I don't really watch a lot of news.
It doesn't really sound like you mean it.
I do mean it. Earnestly. Why wouldn't I?
Typical Capini. Isn't her family involved with the mafia or something? I wouldn't be surprised if she brought out a bat from behind her back right this moment.
I had nearly forgotten the crowd that followed Lisette, which was mostly comprised of people that no one wanted to see on a typical school day, even though we just said that she was surrounded by popular people, but you know. No one had the slightest idea why exactly they followed Lisette around persistently, but they labeled themselves as social equals with her.
That is out of line. Suzu comes from an honest family.
Says the one whose family profits from political scandals.
Yeah, your dad doesn't make anything unless he's in the court with dirty politicians.
Hey, let's all calm down for a second, alright? I'm sure Anderson needs some time to recuperate. I mean, what just happened? We need to give her some respect.
Just stop. Stop acting like that already, like you feel sorry for me.
What are you talking about?
I'm sure you're happy seeing me like this. You already have everything you've wanted, and now seeing me like this, life couldn't get any better. Bitterness seeped into me, and words started flying out of my mouth without filter. But honestly, I didn't care. I was so consumed by anger that I only saw Lisette in front of me. What exactly am I to you? Just another part of your obstacle course? Is that what I am? I'm sick of it, Lisette. I'm sick of all of these charades. I'm sick of you. Gasps rose from the crowd around her, and I was brought back to the school hallway. Even my friends beside me looked at me in surprise. One girl looked like she was going to speak up, but Lisette held her hand. Lisette, I don't know why this line always trips me up, but Lisette held her hand up to stop her. I think there's too many H's, and it freaks me out. There was an emotion in her face that I couldn't quite make out, but I could see a form of pity in her eyes. No, don't you dare pity me. I looked away from her. I didn't want to see that emotion in her eyes when she was talking to me. She didn't have the right to look at me that way.
I'm sorry. I know your grandfather passing away must have really taken a toll on your emotions.
She stepped towards me and put her hands on my shoulder, giving me a tiny smile, as if for old time's sake. But for some reason, I didn't feel comforted at all. Not that I was just angry at her, but the expression on her face when she leaned in close to me contorted into something complex. Something was different about her. I couldn't quite place my finger on it, but something about her had definitely changed.
Well, I'll be going for now. Track meet responsibilities and all of that stuff.
And
See
all
you
of that
later.
stuff. Such a weird line delivery. Something about Lisette made me feel uncomfortable. I wasn't just angry, but also uneasy. What was it? I had never seen her like that before. But I decided to pay no further attention to it. She continued running down the hallway with her gaggle of friends behind her. I refocused my attention to Mrs. Phillips, who was walking down the hall towards us.
Is everything all right, girls?
Nothing we couldn't handle, Mrs. P. Just a bunch of snobs.
Suzu, hush! It was nothing, Mrs. Phillips.
I see. Well, Miss Anderson, please accept my condolences for your loss.
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips.
Your grandfather was a good man. He really upheld the philanthropy of his company's policies, and the money that went towards charity, too.
I know. He was amazing. I really looked up to him, and I want to be as good as he was.
Well, I know that you'll be as great as your grandfather.
Hell yeah, she will. She'll be 10 times better than her grandfather.
Would I really be better than my grandfather? Everyone seemed to have high expectations for me. I wanted to do my best and make my family proud, but to be better than my grandfather? I wasn't sure about that. From outside the school window, I saw a familiar blue car pull up to the curb. Undoubtedly, it was my father in the driver's seat. Oh, my ride's here. Well, I guess I'll see you both tomorrow.
Want us to come with you?
Yes. I mean, no, it'll be fine. Bye. Everything will be fine. Hello.
Hey, honey.
God, I hate him. As I got into the car, I noticed my father looked troubled, clutching at his steering wheel and staring straight ahead as if something was really bothering him. But we all know that's not true.
About what happened yesterday. I'm sorry for yelling at you. Does your cheek still hurt?
No, I'm completely fine, and you're a perfect father.
I mean it. I shouldn't have laid a finger on you. You know that you're my most precious daughter. You're all that I have.
It's like they wrote this line with a different script in mind. Yet he couldn't bring himself to say what he could never say to me for such a long time. I always wanted to hear those words to affirm how he really felt, but I guess even now he couldn't say it to me. I turned my head away to look out the window. There was no point in waiting for something that was never going to come. And like that, he started to drive and the conversation between us ended. I decided to focus my attention on the passing scenery. Viewer, whose route are you doing right now? I forget. I'm going to be doing James. I don't know how to feel about it. But there's only so many of the boys left. I could go for Matthew's true route again, but I would be too salted if we got all the way to the end and I messed it up again. We were taking the usual route to grandfather's house. It was located within the vicinity of the school district, but it was still pretty far from the school and from where our house was. He'd always lived alone. He insisted on doing things by himself, even at his age living in such a large house. I wondered, did he pass away with no one at his side as well? It sounded so lonely and sad. It was strange that he decided on living all alone in his large estate. If anything, he could have lived with us. The oldest, excuse me. Yeah, you're the oldest demon boy. The one that looks way too close to Slappy's dad for it to be okay, which is part of the main reason why I've never even thought about going for James before, because just, ugh. The personality and the looks are just too similar. Ugh. Though he and my father probably would have given each other the silent treatment the entire time. Maybe living alone was preferable to that. I actually hadn't visited him for quite a while. Visits to his house were most frequent when I was a child, and I had grown up long since then. The last time I visited, though, I thought he looked just as he usually was. Happy and healthy. But things change. In the back of my mind, I knew that he would have to leave one day. It wasn't like humans could live forever. So why did my heart still feel so heavy? The car ride was mostly spent in silence until he spoke up again.
How was school? Maintaining your grades, I hope.
Yeah, sure.
Trying? That's not really doing the best you can, is it?
With my father, only some words I said were filtered through his ears. It was difficult to keep up a conversation without eventually talking about academics or my future. even if it was something loosely based on it. He always found a way to integrate it whenever we talked.
Anyway, your belongings are in the trunk. There isn't a lot, so I'm sure you can manage bringing them inside the house. After all, you are on the road to being independent now.
Don't remind me. I can manage on my own. Usual silence resumed between us. I really wasn't sure what to say around him, especially when most of the time we didn't share the same opinions. One question did linger in my mind, though. If he was going to justify acting so nonchalant at grandfather's funeral, I had the right to at least know why. I don't know if this is the kind of choice that would affect James's route at all, but who knows. We're gonna leave it alone. I don't think trying it again could possibly benefit any route, unless, like, it's necessary for the chaos ending. There was no use talking to him about this. It would be like reopening a wound or reapplying a bruise. I sighed. He gave me a side glance out of curiosity, but didn't pursue it further. Typical. I leaned against the car door and stared out the window. I really couldn't think. What would this place be like? I had been to my grandfather's house before, but it was one thing visiting and it was another thing actually living there. How would I manage living on my own without any training to really care for a house? I knew that naturally the bills would be paid by my parents, who inherited grandfather's stocks to the corporation, but I had never lived independently before. Thinking about it made me feel like some kind of bird being pushed out of the nest. Though I was technically an adult, I felt unprepared and a bit daunted at the prospect of actually moving into a new place. Most people my age would be ecstatic moving out. After all, it would symbolize some kind of change in their lives, like being on the road to independence. But I felt like it was nothing of the sort. I really hoped I wouldn't let my parents down. Wouldn't want to let grandfather down. What would he be saying right now? I gazed up at the passing clouds in the sky. If you're out there, grandfather, how would you be doing? Would there be anything you'd want to tell me at this moment? And, of course, no answer. What was I doing, searching for an answer in a heaven that would or would not exist? I ducked my head to stare at the blur of trees and cars from the car window. My head was definitely going into the clouds there at that moment. Either way, I found myself being driven off to my new home. The car rolled to a stop and I drifted out of my thoughts.
Here we are. Go on in.
Oh, man. Where's the DLC where I can kill him? All right, tell Mom I love her.
All right.
Love you, Dad. God, he's such a shitty parent. No, make sure to come by and visit us often. No, I'm going to miss you lots. Nothing other than a blank stare. I paused a bit before reaching for the car door handle, waiting for any form of a goodbye, but he didn't speak again. I sighed and exited the car, hearing my dad pop open the trunk. I saw the 2 large bags I packed last night that were large enough to carry only the things I needed. I took them out, placed one bag on each shoulder, and closed the trunk. He then drove off, leaving me alone in front of the mansion. I watched the blue car. For some reason, my brain shoved blue and car together. Oh, I guess it's really starting to hit me. I don't know. I watched the blue car fade into the distance of the road before turning to see my new home. There it is. It's huge. My grandfather gave me this? It's hard to believe. The house was framed by a set of tall gates, and I hesitantly pushed them aside to take in the entire estate. The house still looked like it was when I last visited him. At a glance, it seemed kind of intimidating with its size, though if I came closer, it was clear that there was more to it than that. The brick walls were framed by shrubbery and lovely flowers, giving it a homey and welcoming look. But in contrast? What is wrong with me? Give me just a second. Okay, if you're wondering what I was doing for the past minute or so, um, I was eating a Kit Kat. I was trying to do something to help my throat feel less strained. And I kind of ate a lot more Kit Kats than I probably should have. But they're really good. I know we're about to get to the better part of the game, but my god. Oh man. So good. Okay, back to business. Oh. Who knew what was waiting for me? But I wouldn't back down at this moment. I took out the key to the front doors and unlocked them. Well, might as well make myself at home. I'll be staying here for the rest of my life. That's when I saw them. Lying on the floor was a group of men. They were all unconscious, but there was no explanation as to why they were there in the first place. I dropped my bags as I let the door close on its own behind me. Huh? Who the heck are these guys? Why are they here? What's going on? Some of them had open wounds. The blood was staining the floor and the scent was intermingling with the air. I couldn't help but feel bad for them instinctively, but nevertheless, I was shocked and a bit angry at the sudden intrusion. My mind suddenly went from caring and concerned to confused and demanding answers. Now that I think about it, I don't think these Kit Kats helped. I think they actually made it worse. Ahem. I think that fixed it. No, still bad. Oh well. Oh, I'm hitting Alt instead of space. Who are you guys? No response. I'll call the police. Still nothing. None of them seemed to be awake to answer or respond to me. It seemed surreal to have random strangers in the house I just moved into, but I wanted answers quickly. That was until... Oh my god, I just burped. Ah! Get away from me!
Woman, you're going to let me kiss you.
I couldn't believe it myself, but within a mere blink of an eye, one of the men went from lying on the floor to being right in front of my face. What was even more odd was the fact that I felt serene and calm about it. Ooh, the placement of the eye on that. Oh my lord, it's like... Oh boy. Slowly a desire burned from my chest, telling me to accept his kiss, even when my mind vehemently refused. Uh-huh. You do that.
Good.
Yep, sure. Censored kissing! As he kissed me, I could feel my body go weak. I didn't know why, but that kiss was draining me of my energy. And yet, it was so good, it made my heart sink. It was a strange and tingling feeling that danced over every nerve of my body. I could feel streams of intangible energy run up my body into my lips. It felt odd, but at the same time, it felt amazing.
Sam, stop it.
Because at the end of the day, Slappy, main character, Mika, Smacky, whatever her name is a hoe. The person kissing me, Sam was his name, glanced behind him.
I said stop. Now.
Fine.
Finally, he pulled back, and I was left standing there in a daze. Whoa. Huh? I couldn't tell what was going on. My mind was completely enwrapped by the kiss and my thoughts that melted into the depths of my forgotten memories.
Please forgive my brother. He's a bit reckless.
He's a bit of a pervert, and I want to kill him.
At least I feel a hell of a lot better than you right now.
Because you used your abilities on her.
Sam, you're such a reckless brute. Taking advantage of a beautiful young woman like her.
And yet...
Shut that pretty boy mouth of yours before I rip it off your pretty boy face.
Jeez, you guys. Can we not fight right now? Not all of us are in the best state.
I guess you are right, Matthew.
I agree.
However, as the men got up and started to chat freely, my thoughts began to reassemble, and I remembered my confusion and anger once again, only now multiplied tenfold. What?
Huh? Did you say something beautiful?
Unfortunately, because people are home, it being nighttime, and my voice, dying, I will not be able to scream this, or even attempt screaming it. So you're just going to have to deal with slightly more annoyed than normal speaking. What is going on? Why the hell are you here in my house? Why are you all wounded? Why did you kiss me? Who are you guys? I couldn't help being slightly annoyed instead of exploding, but after being taken advantage of and being left in a mush state, my words escaped without filter. I definitely scared the men around me, even the man who kissed me. Wait a second, the guy who kissed me. Should we slap him? I really want to slap him.
Ouch! What's
Yes!
the
Oh,
problem?
I forgot that the first slap is free. What's your problem? You can't just go around forcing people to kiss you like that. Are you some kind of pervert?
Pervert? It was only a kiss.
Officer? It might mean nothing to you, but it means a lot to me.
What? Was it your first kiss?
Maybe.
Ow!
Yes! Oh my god, how many free slaps do we get in? I know first kisses aren't exactly amazing and full of sparkles and something out of a fairy tale, but I had at least expected it to be more than just something forced.
So it was your first kiss. Stop making such a big deal out of it.
Are you asking to get punched again?
Well, what do you want me to do? It's not like I can somehow take it back.
Officer?
Well,
Ask him for an apology. Welcome back, Cajun. God, I mean, I want to go full slap happy, but that always seems to lead to a bad ending. I can't go through that again, man. You should at least apologize. That would not suffice, but apparently it's good enough for Smacky. As if to himself, he muttered something under his breath.
why do I always look like the bad guy?
Oh my god.
Apologies aren't my forte, but I'll try my best.
Officer?
Okay, fine. I'm sorry.
Why is this guy better at apologizing than Smacky's dad? Oh, man. Sorry about what?
I'm sorry for kissing you like that. I went too far.
You went anywhere is far enough. He sighed and ran his fingers through his hair.
I didn't mean for it to turn out that way. It's just, I act on impulse, okay? It's difficult to control myself and... What am I saying?
I didn't mean for it to turn out that way. I act on impulse, and I can't control myself. Officer? It's fine. I get what you're trying to say. Thank you for the apology.
Yeah, no problem.
Ugh, we should have smacked him. Anyway, if you try to pull any funny business in the future, just a fair warning. I know Taekwondo. I think I've bickered enough. Time to get back to the main issue. So what exactly are all of you doing in my house?
Miss, please forgive us in our intrusion. We didn't know this abode belonged to anyone, nor did we have the time to take that into consideration.
What do you mean? You don't just barge into people's homes.
We wouldn't have had to if we weren't as wounded as we are currently. We just escaped from a deadly fight that could have ended our lives. Luckily for us, your home was near and the windows were unlocked, so we quickly came inside.
The last time I remembered, there were laws preventing strangers from stepping on private property. Although considering the severity of their wounds, it had to be serious. I guess that explains the wounds, but not why he kissed me. He had absolutely no right to do that.
Well, lovely flustered lady, it's hard to explain, truly. We're not exactly normal.
Not normal. What are you guys, demons or something? I asked almost jokingly, but the boys seemed to take my question differently. Do you think they ever, pull Damien to the side and just,
Something like that.
you know, like ask him for his input. Like, hey, by the way, what's going on in the minds of the people around us right now? You know what I mean? I feel like that'd be pretty useful. Cajun. I kiss women all the time. What's weird about that? Just walk up on people and smooch. Just add officer to the end of any kind of like phrases like that. It makes it like 10 times better.
We're incubi, miss. Demons who consume and use sexual energy of humans to survive.
Which begs the question, if it's the energy of humans, how do they survive in the abyssal planes with no humans? Incubi, the fabled demons that existed to haunt humans and make them sex-crazed monsters, the mythical beings that could look like anyone just to get into your pants, the imaginary monsters you only saw in movies or on TV?
Hello? Did you hear him?
Yeah, I was busy inner monologuing, Sam. If you had asked Damien for his input, he could have told you that.
We're telling the truth.
Isn't it that much better, Cajun? Man. I remember when I first played this game, I was not into this at all. I was offended. I was mad. I was like, no. There's no. And I mean, yeah, like in real life, this is terrible. And it's not romantic. And it's creepy. And it's wrong. And I should have called the police. Slappy, Smacky, whatever your name is. But I've just gotten into the meme of this game so much that it's like, yeah, whatever. I guess we're down.
Do you think she's still processing it?
Yes, and she'll understand right about...
It's cool as long as it doesn't land me in jail. There you go, Cajun. Right, it was funny, cute, you know, while it lasted, but it's time to cut the joke short. Demons don't exist. There was no way they existed. That would be definitely impossible.
Incubi is the correct plural form. And yes, we do exist.
Prove it! As soon as the words left my mouth, I instantly regretted them.
Very well. Eric, go ahead.
Why does Eric get to do it? Like, is he like the next most wounded? I feel like they should have drawn straws. Or something.
Very well. My sweet, you're so tempting with such non-belief. Let me ease your mind with a tender kiss. I promise you'll enjoy every minute of it. And maybe you'll even want more.
Look at me with your special eyes. Your special purple eyes. Once again, I was lost in a pool of calm and serenity. Staring into Eric's eyes, I felt waves of heat course through my chest and onto my face, painting my cheeks red in their wake. I couldn't help but nod and agree to his offer. Consent. Who needs it? Yeah, go for it, man. Whatever. With your big elephant ears. And your censored kissing. I'm gonna have to do a run of the second one tonight because that game did not. It took no prisoners. With another kiss, my heart began to flutter once again in my chest, and my mind was sent spinning in a heated, passion-filled pleasure. Yet I could feel my body drain of energy as he kissed me.
All right, that's enough.
Is it really, though?
Aw, very well. I feel so much better.
I'm sure you do. Great! As he pulled away, I was left in a mental mush pool. I felt weak in the knees despite my will demanding me to stand straight in front of the boys before me. The world around me began to spin as I tried to speak. Gosh, all this romance stuff makes my stomach hurt. Does it? It's believe me, it's not romantic. It is the least bit romantic. It is bad. I think I'm gonna...
Ah, where are our manners? I'm James, and these are my brothers. Sam, Eric, Matthew, and Damien.
Good to know.
Miss, are you okay?
Shit. She fainted.
Nighty-night. I couldn't believe it. Incubi. Real. It all spun around in my head until I saw only black. Floating in the darkness, my mind kept replaying the scene over and over again, reminding my body of the touch of the incubi's lips against mine. However, I began to feel smooth silk around me and my eyelids unwillingly opened. Cajun, if this bothers you, just wait till we get into the meat of this, because the Demon Boy roots are saucy. I guess all the demon roots are saucy, but Diana's has less opportunity for sauce, I guess we should say. Someone's dog is going insane outside. Okay. I awoke to find myself in an unfamiliar place. Where was Mom? Dad? I was pretty sure this wasn't my room. Oh, wait. I lived at my grandfather's house now. Of course it would be unfamiliar. I rubbed my eyes and surveyed my surroundings. Do you pick between a male or female, or is it just the female with multiple males? You have to play as this female main character, but there's 6 males you can romance and 3 different women you can romance. But if you're looking for a free visual novel that's a male going after females, Katua Shoujo is free and it's actually good. Like, it's not a meme game. It's a very, very good visual novel and it's 100% free. Cajun, I'm not even gonna read that, but no. There's humans and there's demons, and that is it. Ugh. Although there is a game on Steam called Dandelion that is a visual novel that is very popular. Let me look it up. I don't remember exactly. Let's see. Dandelion. Dandelion Wishes Brought to You. It's, I think they're animals that turn into people, kind of like Fruits Basket. Like, yeah, okay. There's a few cats and some bunnies, and they turn into cute anime boys that you romance. And it's very popular. If that's what you're looking for. Don't bother, LOL. People are weird. Oh, yeah, I know. There's some crazy stuff out there. Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever seen... Oh, my God. Yeah, Hatoful Boyfriend was, like, the first dating sim I had really actually seen. Aside from, like, Harvest Moon games, but that's a different animal entirely. I actually own Hatoful Boyfriend, and it's holiday DLC. I haven't played it yet, though. It's been on my list, but I just haven't gotten around to it. One of these days, I'll stream it. One day. That is the single most stupid thing I have ever seen. Isn't it amazing? A bird, bruh? Really? My favorite, there's one character in there where, because when you get introduced to all the characters in Hatoful Boyfriend, you get to see their human form or what they'd look like if they were human. And there's one character, there's this one pigeon, you meet him, and then instead of like some anime boy, it's just a different cartoon pigeon, like a more cartoony pigeon. Amazing. God, I love the internet sometimes. Oh, wait. I lived at my grandfather's house now. Of course it would be unfamiliar. I rubbed my eyes and surveyed my surroundings. It's so stupid. I know, Cage, and that's what makes it great! Japan is a wonderful, wonderful animal. It's amazing how much one country can do. Pigeons can be sexy too, supposedly. You know what? I guess so. I mean, have you seen the Adam Sandler dating sim? There's the sushi dating sim where your sushi turn into people. There's a lot of anime where like the most prominent one I can remember is like soda cans turn into like cute anime girls, and this one dude like dates them all. It's amazing. It's terrible, but it's amazing. It's like a car crash. You go ahead with your fine pigeon self. Have you seen, oh my god, the video of, oh, hold on. It's a video of a pigeon trying to woo, somebody who's trying to do their laundry. And it is the strangest thing. I'm posting it. Go watch that. It was still in the clothes that I arrived at the house in, but I was laying in a silk-covered bed. I remembered coming in the afternoon, so why was it nighttime already? Suppressing a yawn, I stretched my arms. Maybe I should order some food for delivery. I was feeling pretty hungry. I was about to sit up, but I suddenly realized that I wasn't alone.
You're awake.
You know, now that I've seen someone else go through Damien's route, I mean, I wasn't there for the whole thing, but Damien is like my favorite. Like, protect Damien at all costs. Since when was he standing there? And who the heck was he? A guy in my bedroom? Did we? There's no way! Sorry, I think I was saying my thoughts aloud. Why was I apologizing to a stranger who only said 2 words since I woke up? Wait, he looked eerily familiar. Then it all came rushing back to me. Incubus. He was an incubus. He and his brothers came here for refuge, and 2 of them kissed me, and then I fainted, and that was how things came to this. Oh. He was leaning against the far wall, looking at me. My heart began to race as I thought of the endless list of possibilities this situation brought me. I hated the thought of being under an incubus's power, especially in a bedroom. Be calm. I took a deep breath. I wasn't sure that if any of them wanted to take advantage of me, they would have done it already. So that means there's no reason to be afraid. I haven't died, therefore death does not exist. Yeah, I'm awake now.
That's good.
I saw a small frown. That's not what it says! Read the words, Minty! Read the words before you speak them into the world! I'm gonna die. I saw a small form of a smile on his face, which is actually what that says. Why though? One thing still concerned me.
I'm not going to use my powers on you.
How do I know you didn't already?
I can read minds. It's an ability I was born with. Each of us has a different ability, outside of our usual mind-altering powers.
Great. Even more surprises. I grew even more worried about the situation I was in. I see. How long have I been asleep?
For a few hours. It's already gotten quite dark outside.
Ah, well, where are the others?
My brothers are downstairs, cleaning up the blood from the lobby floor. And making you dinner as an apology.
Oh. Nope. Okay, that's unexpectedly sweet.
Oh, it's the least we can do after invading your home and two of us using our powers on you.
Pretty sure it was more than two of you, but whatever. You've got a point. Right, I had forgotten about that. It still irked me that they had actually taken advantage of me. Even if they were demons, it was pretty rude to demonstrate their powers by kissing me. It wasn't some kind of sex slave. Because, let's be real, that's what you wanted to say, girl. Don't need to lie here. All of this seemed unreal. It was like something out of those romance novels that Naomi sometimes read. I wished I could have just went back to sleep and forgotten all about it. Maybe I should have just called the police on them. Then I would have never landed myself in this situation. Cajun, it's the only way as guys know how to show our powers. What? We're based on animals, you see? Okay. Sure thing, man. Just add an officer at the end of that. Oh no, is this... I think I accidentally ate cat hair. There was cat hair on my Kit Kat. Officer. Oh my god, we're at the 10-hour mark, guys. Get excited. That is just 2 hours shy of the halfway mark. Oh, I'm so excited.
Do you feel well enough to get out of bed?
Nope, you're gonna have to carry me. Whip out those man arms. Look, he's got yowie hands, though. Jesus.
Trust me, I won't let you go.
Don't be creepy. Don't be creepy about it, man.
I promise.
All right, then. All right, let's go.
Good.
I was speechless. He was carrying me as if I weighed nothing. He was so strong.
Thank you.
Yeah, I forgot.
It's all right. I'm used to it.
Sure thing, bud. Why was he in our room to begin with? He never explains himself. I decided to close my mouth for the time being so that I wouldn't weird him out or make things more awkward than they already were. Since she is clearly already seduced, game over. That's what I'm saying, man. But this game, it gets saucy. Believe me, man. Woo! Damien seemed very quiet and calm about everything, especially with the situation we were in. However, there was a sort of longing in his eyes when he looked at me that wasn't lustful. It was more an admiration? She's all like, ooh, he's so strong. She really is, though. Like, she goes from, oh, none of the boys in my school are interesting. I don't think I need a boyfriend. And then she meets these random freaking dudes who assault her. She's just like, oh, you're so strong, and you're so smart, and oh, your skin is so soft. She just kind of rolls with it. Ugh. Once we reached the lobby, I decided that I felt well enough to walk on my own. As strong as he was. Fuck. It was like he was carrying nothing. I didn't want to make him carry me everywhere. Yeah, that'd be bad. Thanks for carrying me, but I think I can walk by myself now. Not saying that I didn't like it. I mean, I liked it, not in a weird way. Of course, it's not like I get carried around all the time, which I don't. What I'm trying to say is that it was really cool of you to do that. Officer? I started to fumble over my words again. Real smooth.
It's no problem. I'll be heading to the dining room then.
Sure thing, bud. Meet you there. All right, I'll see you there. He gently lowered me to the ground before he walked off quietly, disappearing into the shadows of the dark lobby.
Oh, hi.
Hey, bud. You got something to show me? Suddenly, a boy who looked around my age, or possibly younger, bounced up to me. He looked vaguely familiar. Oh, wait, what do you know? Oh, you're Matthew, right?
Mm-hmm, that's me. Are you feeling any better now? We were all worried when you suddenly passed out.
Yeah, I'm good.
Really? Your face is kind of red. Do you feel sick?
Yes. No, I'm great. I'm good. Must have been blushing when Damien was carrying me downstairs. How embarrassing.
Well, if you say so. I hope Sam and Eric didn't make you upset.
Not at all. Not a lick. It's okay. After all, I did violently attack Sam after what he did. And I mean, about Eric, I just wanted you guys to prove what you're saying. Maybe not that, like that at all. But I guess demons are real. I wondered how exactly I got myself into this mess. First my grandfather, then a fight with my dad, that awful lasagna mom made, and now this. I certainly had a knack for getting myself into sticky situations.
Oh, I have an idea.
He shoved his hands into his pockets with a cheery grin on his face.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
Is he trying to do a magic trick?
Ta-da!
What is this exactly? He smiled as if to wave it off, but then he opened his eyes and saw what he was holding, and his face froze in shock.
Wait a second. What did I just make? This is...
What he produced from his pocket was a creepy-looking doll.
Ah, what is that?
I'm not sure. That's the last thing you see before you die. Got him, officer. His face paled considerably, and he dropped it onto the floor, scooting away from it frantically.
Get it away from me! It might be possessed by a demon or something!
Isn't he a demon?
That's not what I wanted to make! I just wanted to surprise you with a stuffed animal or just something to cheer you up. That looks like it came straight out of a horror movie.
He slumped his shoulders and looked down at his feet. It's okay. You don't have to look so dejected. I mean, it's certainly unique. I think I'll keep it.
But it looks so creepy.
Yeah. But it's the thought that counts. You wanted me to be happy. And I'm getting there.